Good morning, Real Fam. Welcome to the Morning Glory Show with myself, Ntabi. So I'm going to say this to you. Taking action is the most important thing. So just talking and not acting will not help you get the results that you wish. So you got to stop talking and start acting. That's what I want you to do from this moment on. Stop talking and start acting. Hey, happy Friday, Real Fam. I'm your host, Ntabi, and this is the Morning Glory, of course. And I look forward to having this amazing session with you again. I just want to say this your support is super amazing, and I love the engagement that we have in the comments and all of that. So, thank you so much for constantly engaging and somehow seeing value in the content that we're trying to create. Of course, this is a show, and this show is meant for you to learn, it's meant for you to engage, it's meant for you to voice out what you have in mind. All right, so this is designed for you. And of course, the main purpose of this show is to help you set your day right, is to help you see value in this day, see value in making sure that you make today count. And you know how we do it, right? You know how we do it, right? You know, right? How do we do it? We do it one video at the time. It's a good morning to have a good morning. Uzandile wangishaya ngemessage emnandi wathi yima sisi senzeni why umuhle kangaka, like that is so cute. That is so cute. Like so what that means is that, like, what did we do? You look so gorgeous. What did we do? So thank you so much, Sandile. I appreciate you. You know what? It's a Friday. I'm just gonna go straight to the chat and read your comments because yeah, they're just amazing. Oh, Sandile, guys, I'm getting hiccups. Hiccups. By the way, my cup says I'm hot and steamy. I don't know about your cup. So I think, Zandile, your message and this cup, same WhatsApp group. Can you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Namya Tandasis, I love you too, and thank you so much for joining. I love and appreciate you. And thank you. We have Nandu. Hey, Nandu. Real time. Glad to make it on time this time. Like you are right on time. I just started a second ago. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And of course, if you're watching from Facebook, the Morning Glory Show, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the group. I appreciate you. And if we're watching from a Real Talk with Ntabi page, I still love and appreciate you. Do share your comments. I'll be able to check them out and read them out. And of course, my TikTok family right here. Hey guys, we've got Mpilo saying, how are you? I'm good. I'm good, Mpilo. I'm good. Thank you. One video at a time, Desire. One video at a time. You know, my friend, that's how we do it. One video at a time. And that's what I also want to say, guys. Really sharing such content for me. I'm reaching out to you one video at a time. And I believe that through the content that I create, through the show that I do, you will somehow take, even if it's one thing, guys, for me, it's enough. For me, it's enough. So all that I wish for, if you decide to join this live or somehow you are replaying, make sure that before you can leave, the idea is for you to stay longer. But if you decide that I'm going to just stick around for a few minutes, make sure that you leave with something. Don't just leave the same person, okay? don't just leave the same person. There has to be some kind of motivation that you're getting out of what we're doing. This is a pure motivational video, so I want you to be left motivated in this video. All right, so without a waste of time, let me stop talking. Today we're acting. We should stop talking and start acting, okay? So let me practice what I am about to preach, all right? So what are we doing? Code of the day. Awesome. Did you see that? Did you see that? Let's check out what the quote of the day is. So that is our quote of the day, guys. Now, I'm going to read it out again for those who are, of course, not watching directly on YouTube. So those that are on TikTok, I'm going to read out the quote, and please take note of what the quote says, right? Now, our quote of the day says, okay, what's happening now? Okay, so this is our quote of the day. Ooh, what's happening? All right. So our quote of the day says, seriously, your actions speak louder than words, okay? Bottom line, your priorities aren't what you say they are. They are what your life shows they are. So this is a quote by David Akers. Akers or Akers, whatever you pronounce it. So he's an author of a book called Winning in Spine Off, right? So he's a, I think, baseball player. So that is his quote. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome. Now, seriously, your actions speak louder. Like, guys, your actions should speak for you. So you can't always, say stuff and not act. I'm sure you have people in your life that always say something, but I know when it comes to action, it's a different story. They are good. You know, there are people that are very good at speaking, very good at, putting in words and just convincing you that, listen, this is this and this is how it's going to be and all of that. This is what I'm going to do and all the shebang. All right. So they keep talking, but when they have to start acting, it's a big problem. So now I want to somehow break down this code and say that your priorities and what you say. So the question that I have is, where do your priorities lie? What is your biggest priority in life? What do you prioritize the most in life? Motivational speaker of the day. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I'm encouraging you guys to take whatever that you can from what I'm about to say. Don't think that it's Friday. I just want to relax. I don't want to really be on a serious conversation or watching a serious video. Take something. There's a reason why you are here right now. There's a reason why you landed on this video right now. So take in as much as you can. So where do your priorities lie? That's the question that I have for you. Because if you can firstly think of what your priorities are and how you prioritize things in your life, you will somehow have a clear indication exactly, okay, where am I going? Like, am I going left? Am I going right? What's the story here? Okay. So it's so important that you know that. Now, with this code, it says that your priorities aren't what you say. They are what your life shows they are. So now, if you keep talking and then you're not acting, that will show. If you keep saying that, I want to start a business, I want to go and do a course, I want to start a YouTube channel, I want to start a social media account where I can engage and grow my audience and all of that, you're going to start pointing out the things that you want to do. But what happens is that you are not implementing or you're not taking action. So you keep saying, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, but you're not taking action. I wouldn't even call it action. So you're speaking about something, but you are not really allowing that to materialize, right? So as much as we can talk, it's you guys, we all can talk. Right now, I'm going to tell you right now, we can all talk. We can all even go to Google right now or get your dictionary, use the most amazing terms and everything. You can talk and just, put words together, put amazing content and say, this is what I'm about, this is what I'm doing, or what I'm going to do, whatever. But if there's no action, unfortunately, that will show eventually, okay? So often we think that when you say something, you are somehow convincing us or convincing whoever you're trying to convince that, okay, this is my path, this is what I'm doing. You're not convincing. I'm convinced by actions. Honestly, I'm convinced by actions. And I can make an example, a practical example that I can make. So I would often have conversations with my siblings, right? I have my younger brother and sister. I would have conversations with them, and I would say to them that, you know what, this is what I'm saying to you. So your actions will tell me if you're listening to what I'm saying or not. That's what I will look for. What you say, because I know, like my younger brother, yo, I love you so much, Kathy, so bad. I'm gonna call you out right now. My younger brother is the best when it comes to say, after you talk to him, he's like, yo, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then the next thing, the action. So you know what? I was going to do that and all that. I go like, oh, okay. So you were shying me with your sweet words and then the action, dololo. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that it's high time that you stop talking and start acting. You stop talking and start acting. It's so important. And eventually that will show. Whatever that you say, it's like what? It's the same thing as, can I make a very crazy example? I'm going to make a crazy example, and I don't know why this is coming to mind, right? So pregnancy. So when you say that I'm going to get pregnant, or I'm pregnant. So we might not believe that until we see the result, until we see your stomach grows or something like that, right? Let's assume that we didn't even know that you have someone in your life, or you are married, or you have a partner, but we see you pregnant and we are not sure. We're like, no, we have to see if this will happen. Because we don't know your story. We're not even sure if you even have someone who you can somehow conceive a child with, right? And then later you tell us, and then we go like, we want to see. Let's see a couple of months pass by. Let's see if her stomach grows and all that. I know the example is just a little bit out of the topic, but I think it's a good example. Okay, so let's relate this to you, your life, whatever that you're doing. We are friends. You and I are friends, and you telling me that, okay, you've been in Joburg for like 4 years now, and you've been doing a course or whatnot and everything, right? And it's been 4 years. This is your last year. You're about to graduate, whatever, or you have graduated. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get a job where, or I'm working where. The results will show. The results will show eventually, because nothing remains the same. Guys, if there's something that motivation or empowerment has taught me, is that nothing remains the same. Things that are happening in life remains to be temporary. So there's a section part of your life that, you going to school, graduating, hello, Vusi, graduating, getting your qualification, it's a temporary thing that you're doing, that you're building. Yes, obviously the qualification you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. But what I'm saying is that there's a temporary experience. After that, there's another level, right? You upgrade. That's why there's a basic, average, advanced, and all intermediate, advanced, all of that, right? So we have to look at life that way, to say you can't be the same person that you were yesterday, and you can't keep talking and not acting. I feel like I really explained this, and it might have confused one or two of you, but if I did, I am sorry. But here's my point, and listen to what I'm going to say. My point is, please avoid talking about what you say you're going to do. And yes, okay, not avoid, but you can talk about it, but do put action. And putting action, guys, will somehow what determine the progress that you will make in life, the progress, or it will somehow give you a direction as to where you're gonna go next. Because if you just have ideas, or you just speak about things and not do anything about them, we're gonna just be there and be like, oh, okay, we'll just see when it happens and everything like that. And I want you to note something. When you start telling people about what you want to do and all of that, whether it's your friends, whether it's social media, and because I feel like right now we're living this life of what, just being friends with everyone. So meaning we tell everyone everything. And how do we do that? Through social media. So on social media, you post whatever that you say, whatever ideas that you have. Which I wish at some point you might, want to consider dimming it a little bit, share, but sometimes pause a little bit, and avoid sharing everything. Avoid sharing everything, even those ideas that you wish to put out there. Try to be, silent a little bit. And then later, when you've achieved or when you have worked on whatever, then you can tell it to the world. But now the objective of this video is for you to stop talking and start acting, and understand that the fear and doubt that you might have, or whatever that hinders you, because I know people that are so talkative. How do they? I forgot the word. I forgot the word, but I mean, we've experienced this. It could be in school, it could be in a company that you work for, it could be in a business, it could be with your business partners, it could be with what, colleagues, whatever, right? You have, even at school, if you are here and you're still a student, you might have experienced this. You would have the loudest person in the room, the very loudest person who is always talking. But now when there's action that needs to be taken, they are zeketing away from the main important thing, which is implementing or applying what they were saying, right? So it's good to talk. It's good to talk. Talking has its own advantage. Talking can somehow open gateways of you being noticed by the right people, you being noticed for what you're capable of. But now, don't confuse talking with action, because we all can talk. We all can talk, okay? Yes, there are some that are reserved and all of that, but all I'm saying is that we all can talk. Doesn't matter how reserved you are, but the truth is you can talk. Whether you talk slow or whatever, the fact is you can talk. But now, action is what we want. Action is what we are looking for, all right? That's what we're looking for. Your action, putting action in whatever that you say. That's what we want. So the question that I have for you is, what's stopping you from actually acting? Why do you keep procrastinating? Why do you keep procrastinating and saying, oh, you know what, I want this, I want that, but it's difficult for that thing to happen? You speak about the things that you want, but it's so difficult for you to see it through. Why is that? Why is that? And the saddest thing that I feel I need to speak about is that most of the time, the only person that limits you is yourself. The only person that stops you from achieving something is yourself. That's how it is. Because often what you make all this what resolutions, and I'm going to talk about this because that's something that a lot of people do each and every year, right? Each and every year when you make decisions to take your journal, write on your journal that this year I want to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then after that, you close your journal, you put it away. Wherever it is right now, it's probably gathering dust and dust on top of dust. You're going to take it out again next year and open it and open a new page and even forget about what you wrote. Now, this is my advice, something that I'm going to advise you with, something that I'm hoping that it might help you. I don't know. It has worked for me. I don't know if it will for you rather. So this is what I've done. Instead of me having New Year's resolutions, I don't have that. I would look at all the things that I wanted to achieve for the year, all the things that I had set my mind into for that year. I look at them and I see, okay, did I accomplish this one? Tick. Did I accomplish that one? Tick. All right. So what didn't I accomplish? All right. So I look at that. Now, one of the goals that I wanted for this year, number one, was to see my channel reaching 1,000 subscribers, which is tick, done. That was done a couple of months ago. Now, the other goal is to see my YouTube channel getting monetized. I'm very close to that. I'm like way close to that. And if you keep watching, you will definitely help me to get to my watch time so that I can get monetized soon. All right. So also when you're on TikTok, as much as I love it, you guys are engaging with me here. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Real Talk with Ntabi, and support me there so that I can get to take one of the things that I wanted to do. The third thing was to relaunch Booby brand. Tick, I was able to do that, right? So there were, obviously there's a little bit more, but I'll just mention those three because you know about them. I won't even mention those that you don't know about, right? So my whole point or my perspective on really moving forward or taking action is to firstly look into yourself, look at the things that you're doing, look at your priority list. And if you are not able to achieve something or do something, find ways that you will find ways to make sure that it happens. Find ways to make sure that you solve that part before you can move into the next part of your life. It's so important that you take note of that. You can't say that you're going to move to the next step of your life when there's that other step that was not completed, unless of course you attempted to complete that but it didn't work, and now what are you doing? You're trying a different approach. When you try a different approach, it's okay, because in that regard it's easy. It's okay. It's okay. You'll understand that, okay, the reason why you're moving from what you were doing to the next thing is not because you failed that part or that task, but it's because you're seeing the need to do better. Hello, Trevor. Good to see you. You're seeing the need to do better. All right? That's what I'm saying. Now, let's see what Nondu is saying. I think she has a good comment here. I like saying it's better not to say anything at all if you're not going to act on it. Can someone agree with me here? Can someone agree with me? Can we agree with Nondu? I definitely agree with Nondu. Nondu says that it's better not to say anything at all if you're not going to act on it. So if you're not going to act on something, stop talking about it. Stop telling people about it. Stop telling us that this is what I want to do, whatever. Well, okay, here's the thing. There are some people that would say, well, not, okay, no, I digress. So sometimes when you say something, it somehow helps you to be accountable. And it pushes you to remind yourself that, hey, Kana, you said you're going to do this. So you might need to push a little bit because you have somehow said this to someone else. But now there is an advantage, but a disadvantage at the same time. So the advantage is that will kind of give you a push. But the disadvantage is that the disadvantage of telling people that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. The disadvantage of that is that even if, because guys, life happens, life, we are all of us, all of us, okay? So 1 minute you can plan to do something within a space of 3 months. And then in the space of 3 months, you see something not materializing, or maybe it takes you a little bit longer. So sometimes talking too much, telling people that, hey, this, that, I'm going to do this, sometimes you put pressure on yourself. The disadvantage is that, or the cons of it is that you now put pressure on yourself to complete a task just because you promised Trevor, you promised Vusi that you're going to achieve 1, 2, 3. So that's where the problem is right there. And then sometimes you end up even doing something not appropriately, so doing something and not doing it the best way possible because you remember, no, Pella, I told my Facebook, Instagram audience that on this day I'm going to launch 1, 2, 3. But when you can see that, no, the launch is not even ready. The launch is not even ready. So it's so important that you take note of that, to say, if you are not gonna even act on something, this obviously this is a little bit different because obviously there's a bit of action that you took, but obviously there's a delay. But now if you're not gonna take action at all, you should also think of the trust that you are breaking between yourself and the people that you're talking to. Remember that you had the idea, no one even asked you about it. You just decided to tell people about it. And there are people that are very smart to a point where they keep remembering everything that you guys talk about. They even remember the dates. They'll remind you on that date to say, hey, remember you said you were going to do this. What happened? So that is very important. Let's see. Vosi on TikTok, Vosi Ndlovu on TikTok says, I think I have a different approach on that, so I won't agree. All right, so Vosi, you're welcome to share your thoughts. I'm more than happy. This is not a right or wrong platform, my brother. This is not a right or wrong platform. Whatever might be thinking might not be what you're thinking. Whatever knowledge that you might have, whatever experience that you might have might not be mine. So maybe your experience might actually be good for someone and someone can benefit from it. So you're welcome to share your experience. I'll really appreciate that. You're welcome. Don't just say, I don't agree. Share points so that we know and we get another perspective, right? The beauty of connecting or engaging with other people is so that you can get more perspective. I love that. Trevor says, you are 100%, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Trevor. Trevor agrees with me, but Vosi might have a different perspective, which I honestly wish we could hear that. We need that. We need that. I love such engagements because it's such engagement that somehow brings a better perspective. It's not like I'm speaking from one side. You know, you can also have another angle of looking at things. So if you are here as well, you can comment. What's your view? How would you take action? Do you think telling people would be the best way to do it, or just keeping quiet and working on your craft and announcing it way later, or not announcing it at all? Whatever the thoughts are. So yeah. All right. So Buyi says, sisiwethu Nthabi, sawubona ntombazana, unjani Buyi? Unjani, uvukile namhlanje? All right. I know it's what? It's afternoon where you are right now? I think it is, right? Unjani uvukile sis? Good to see you here. If my phone is giving vibrations, please ignore it. Ignore that. We just keep moving. All right. Okay, guys. Now I think you'll get the whole objective of this code, right? So this basically says that it's so important for you to what? It's so important for you to. Someone keeps trying to call me. My apologies. My apologies, guys. Someone is trying to call me. So where were we? Okay. All right. Let's hear Vusi's perspective. Thank you, Vusi. Um, in my culture, they say the goat give birth people for a simple reason. Okay. I'm waiting for more, Vusi. I'm waiting for more. I'm waiting for more. Okay. In my culture, they say people. In my culture, they say. Sorry, my phone is disturbing me. In my culture, they say the goat give birth people for a reason. People will chase the dogs away. I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand. What does that mean? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. But maybe if you can try simplify it for me, I'll be able to get an idea. Hi, Dumelo. Good to see you. Long time. I'm late. You know what? You're never late. You're just in time for the good part. So you're not late. Right now we are just having a discussion, and I think the debate here is it's a question of, is it okay for you to tell people about what you say you want to do, and maybe not ending up doing it, or maybe doing it and not actually doing it at a specific time or period that you said you would. So I was speaking about the disadvantages of telling people that, okay, in the month of September, I'll be launching my brand or whatever. And then the next thing, I have a delay, and I get to a point where I feel like I'm pressured to make it happen. And then through that pressure, what happens? I end up making mistakes. So the other advantage that I mentioned was it could be an advantage to speak about something because you become accountable. But also, I have a view on that. My view is that you can have a specific people that you have your trusted people, your trustees, right? It can be your family members, it can be a good friend of yours, a mentor, and all that. So that person would be the main person who you can say, hey, you know what, this is what I want to do and everything. So you know that there are people that have got your back, unlike the whole social media. Also, the whole social media, if you tell the whole world, chances I will just see it and it won't matter in the next month or in the next day or in the next hour for that matter. But if you tell someone specific, someone that has the ability to come back to you and say, hey, Wena, you said you were going to do this, so what happened? Like, Atagwa, what now? Okay? But now, without deviating away from the topic of the day, which is stop talking and start acting. As much as you can talk, now I was making things a little bit easier to say that, okay, maybe you might talk, but act and have it a bit of delays. But now let's talk about this person who's not acting at all. Who's not acting at all? They keep saying things, but they're not acting at all. Like next, Kamo, Shem ka mo bona ka mo motho wa bolela bo pepe mara dololo action. So I want us to talk about that person. How do we deal with that person? Now, let's see what Vose has to say. Culture. No, man, Vose, stop being too cultural. Give me simple English. I don't understand what you say. In culture, they said a goat gives birth amongst people for a simple reason. What does that mean? Even English is running away. What does that mean? Guys, what does this mean? Moses says in culture, they said a goat give birth amongst people for a simple reason. What is that simple reason? Vosi, tell us. What Vosi? You can't leave us hanging. We want to know so that we can learn. Maybe there's something that we will learn. Please give us a better perspective because now I'm lost. If there's someone on the chat and who understands this, please somehow respond because I am totally lost. Is there anyone here who is getting what Vos is saying? I'm lost. So the goat gave birth to chase away the dogs. What does that mean? Anyway, let's leave Vos. Vos will explain because I'm lost. Let's see the other comments. Not you, not Vosi Mutau, not you. The Vosi Ndlovu on TikTok, that's the Vosi I'm talking about. Sorry, there's another Vosi on YouTube. Buyi says, afternoon, Tabi. Are you serious? I didn't read your second name. I feel embarrassed right now. I feel embarrassed. I'm a male, lol, not cis. This is afternoon on my side where I am. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yo, please forgive me. I don't know your name. Buyi Sile. We have Buyi as male and Buyi in as what females as well. So I don't know. All this time I was not checking your second name, which is Elvis. So I apologize, my brother. I apologize, but thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're laughing about it and you're not angry at me. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dumelo say, whatever you do, doing it for yourself. So, okay, what you're saying is that whatever you do it for yourself, right? Not for other people. I think that's what I'm picking up from what you're saying. And definitely I agree with you. Whatever that you do, don't do it to please other people. Do it for you. Whatever that you say you're gonna do, you're gonna do. Don't do it to somehow make a point to someone else, but let it be something that you are doing for yourself. And like even a promise that you make. I remember when I failed, let me tell you guys my story. When I failed in university, well, I went to 2 universities, right? And then I dropped out from 1 university. So when I dropped out from that university, one of the things that I promised myself was that I'm never going to fail again. And as much as I didn't fail everything, but I was like, I'm not going to experience this again. This is a promise that I'm making to myself. And of course, I also had to make that promise to my parents and all of that. But I had to make that promise to myself first. And I did that. And I can say to you that that was the best decision ever, because not only did I hold myself accountable, I also kept reminding myself as to why what I said I was going to do. So I kept reminding myself that you cannot let yourself down. You cannot speak or say you're going to do this and not do it. And guys, something about saying something and not doing it is that the challenge is that for you to progress in life, you will somehow have a lot of obstacles, because when you start and you never finish, or you start, meaning what do I mean by you start and you never finish? You start talking about what you're going to do, but you never act on it. You never act on it. So it means that you're starting, but you're not finishing. So obviously, everything starts with a thought, an idea, right? That idea has to be implemented. Now, the challenge about us as individuals is that if we are not progressive in life, or if we keep what? Keep postponing things, if we keep overlooking things that we're doing, or if we keep giving up on what we say we want to do and we want to achieve, that catches up with us. Like it catches up with you. Along the way, you will still experience obstacles where you will need to do something. You will need to do something that requires your attention, that requires your action. But because when you're used to starting and not finishing, the same thing might happen again. And you might not see the value of it, or something that you're doing wrong, because you're just used to saying, I know this is difficult. Then we go next door and try something else. So you're not willing to see something materialize, or you're not willing to see something become what? You're not willing to see that seed grow. And something about a seed, guys, that we don't understand is that the seed that you plant, for it to grow, you need to water it. Which reminds me, I need to water my plant. I have an elephant plant. It's a little bit big, so I had to keep it outside. You know what? But I'll get a bigger office space so that I can put in the house. So I'll need to water it. It's Grace. My plant is called Grace, okay? I've got other plants. The other one is Light. There's peace and light. So yeah, nevertheless, where were we? So what I'm saying is that for your plant, or for that seed to grow to become either a fruit or either a flower or whatever, you will need to keep on watering it. You need to keep watering it so that it grows. So it's the same thing as you wanting to achieve something. You want to achieve something if you keep talking and then you're not acting. And when you start acting, that's when you will see, okay, if I act, is this something that I really want to do? Because sometimes we say what we want to do, we say the things that we wish to accomplish, the things that we wish to do. But the minute we start doing them, we start realizing that, this is actually not meant for me. I don't actually like this, right? I spoke about wanting to be a psychologist for the longest time. I wanted to be a clinical psychologist for the longest time. When I was in high school, as I was preparing to go to university, I kept saying, I want to be a psychologist, whatever. But when I got there and I got to put in action and try to do something along that way, I was like, no, man, this is something that I can just read about. It's fine, but I want to do more. That's when I discovered loving programming, loving design, and all of that, right? Loving to do websites and banners and all of that. That's when I saw that, no, Ntabi, this is what you love doing. So this is perfect for you. But had I not taken action, but just kept talking, I wouldn't have known where my strength lies. So this is why I'm saying you need to stop just talking about something, or just putting things on paper on your journal. You're busy buying journals each and every time, and they are full, and chances are they're not full. You probably have 5 of them. They are not even being in use in any way, because all you write is the goals that you have for this year, and then you put it away, it gathers dust, and then that's it. You carry on with life, and then you forget about what you wanted to do. Unfortunately, in life, you can never move to the next step. Hello, Jay. You can never move from one step and go to the 10th step. It's impossible. You can't move from 0 to 10. I don't care how a genius you are. Like, even if you're a genius, I know there's no way. Even a genius will need to move from 0 to the next challenger. You can't. You can't skip steps in life, guys. You cannot skip steps. And I always emphasize this fact that The biggest enemy here is not anyone else, it's yourself. The biggest enemy is yourself, because you say you're going to do this, and then the next thing you wake up, you know what? I think I'll start next week. Next week is next year. Next year, 5 years later. We are on what? July is almost over. It's the 23rd. 23rd is my lucky number, by the way. We're on the 23rd of July. July is already finished. And then when are you saying, this year I'm going to do this? Are you still saying this year I'm going to do this when this year is already done? Please don't make excuses about the COVID and everything. We know that COVID has affected us and everything, but guys, even in the midst of complications, even in the midst of challenges, there has to be something that you're doing. And there has to be something that you can look at and say, hey, you know what? At least I was able to do this, meaning this is how far I could go with looking at what I can work with, or the kind of resources that I have. Or you look at, okay, I was able to achieve this and I was not able to get to 80% like I wanted, mainly because I needed certain things to also help me get there. But because of the pandemic, because of COVID, because of something, I couldn't achieve that. Maybe you can use that. But if you haven't done anything at all, and then you're going to blame the pandemic, sit like this, hey, you know what? This pandemic has just, can this year finish already? Can this COVID be over already, because it has ruined my plans? What did you do? Hey, it has ruined my plans. What did you do? What action did you do? You sat and folded your legs and kept saying, waiting for the pandemic to finish. You've been saying that you want to start a YouTube channel. You've been saying that you want to be consistent on YouTube, but you are busy. Hey, the pandemic. YouTube is saturated. Everyone is on YouTube. I want to start a TikTok. Everyone is on TikTok and all of that. I know I'm going to wait for it to die out a little bit. Hey, walala wasala wabuga was frostada. Emma Bailey. No, guys. No. It's high time you stop talking and start acting. Walala wasala. So what that means, you sleep born. Some of us will come and take your subscribers and move, okay? Some of us will come, take your clients and move. Because we are Vakkervot. Sila. Location. Sila. Ributima. So it's so important. Jay Motlowo said it says that it's a sad reality. It's a very sad reality, because we are the biggest enemies of ourselves. We are the biggest enemies of ourselves. Let me stop talking and read your comments. Hey, wait again. Who's saying not me? No, we're not talking. We were not talking about you. We were talking about the verse on TikTok. He was just confusing. Like, I think he even left the chat because I was not hearing what he was saying. Dumelo says, stress-free life, you do things for yourself and not to impress anyone. Louder, please, guys. Yo. It's again, I just realized that I didn't wear my watch today. Like, having to do things and try to impress other people. Guys, for me, it's a waste of time, waste of your money, waste of your energy, not money, your energy, your resources. Like, why? No, say things that you think are relevant. For me, I'll keep telling you guys that, hey, this is what I'm doing on my channel because I want you to come and watch. There are certain things that I'll tell you about that I feel the need for you to know about, and that will be relevant. But certain things that are not necessary, guys, philela wena, live for yourself, and work towards bettering your life. Stop being your worst enemy. Because sometimes you do things just to to make yourself feel better, and you try to make yourself feel better by using other people. And how do you use us? You tell us what you want to do, and it makes you feel better, but you are telling us, and then what? You are somehow bragging and telling us, hey, nah, I know next year I'm getting my Lamborghini or whatever. Who cares? It's your Lamborghini. And then the next year, even a Toyota is no more, is no way. Stop living an impressive life or trying to impress other people. Stay in your lane. Do you. But the bottom line here is not what you do, how you do it, is the action. We care about the action. Because just talking about something, we can all talk. Like, guys, I just said, we can all talk. Okay, thank you, Abudibui. No, I've noted. From now on, I won't make that mistake. Thank you. Give Gaz Fitness, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Just start in everything. Learning the ropes, or else you are knee deep in the project, is the best form of learning. Great topic again, sis. What time do you start your daily videos? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Guest Fitness. Give Guest Fitness Z. Let me just say Z because I'm making mistakes now, calling your channel name. But guys, check it out. Fitness channel. That's a fitness channel. Coach Remy, because you're also in fitness, you might want to check it out as well. So so the Morning Glory is being airing around 11 a.m. So in terms of the consistency of between 10 and 11, I can say between 10 and 11 or 11 to 12. So I'm trying to look for the best time. And unfortunately, with the algorithm, I normally check, okay, when do I have more people online around this time? So sometimes I'm doing it based on that, because it's great to do a live, but it's not great when I'm doing it and no one is there. So at this point, for I think since this week has begun, we've been doing it at 11. Yeah, just 11, after 11. So that's what I've been doing now. So I can safely say 11 a.m. Yeah. Hello, Coach. Good to see you. Good to see you, Coach. Actually, just to respond to what you're saying, your point is so correct. For you to really learn something, for you to grow and become better at something, you definitely need to try. And when you start somewhere, guys, and that's how you grow. And if you are here, you're on TikTok or you're on YouTube and you haven't even started your channel, you're probably thinking, but I don't have the best camera. The camera that you're using for TikTok, the camera that you're using for your Facebook videos, use that same phone camera that you're using to start. Because it's all about starting. Once you started, you will see how it goes. Start with that one video. You'll never know. Maybe it might just blow up. It might just get you more audience and people might like what you have to say. Because guys, I believe that all of us here have ideas, have amazing things that we have in mind. So don't sit with whatever that you have. If you can work on showcasing what you're capable of doing, the world needs more of us. All right. Jay Mutlong says, and let's pay ourselves first, guys. Yes, no, that's important. Paying yourself is very important. Paying yourself is very important, but we will get to that point. We will get to that point. Coach Remy says, tomorrow never comes. If tomorrow never comes, hey, would you know how much I love you? Hey, ndirimini kovua. If tomorrow never comes, will you know? If you're not acting today, are you sure that tomorrow will come? That's a question. Very motivating and on point, my sister. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate. Who associate with has an influence in everything you do. Exactly. Exactly. Like that's why I hang out with people like you, Vusi. That's why I hang out with people like you. People that are, you know, open-minded, people that are skilled, people that are innovative, people that make sense when they talk. You cannot be in a room full of people and they speak about parties only. They speak about things that are not helping you to progress. You cannot be in the same room with those people. I refuse. I refuse to allow myself to be in a room or to have audience that will not benefit me what in a good way or in a positive way. If you hang out with lazy people, you will be the fifth or the sixth one who's lazy. If you hang out with poor people, with poor mindset and everything, you will be an additional who's just going to be like that. So it's important for you to have a good balance in life. The people that you associate yourself with, the time that you spend with people, the time that you spend, guys, the hour that we're spending talking right now, if there's nothing that you're taking, then get out of this life. If there's nothing that you're taking from this conversation, I am giving you that opportunity to get out. Because I can tell you now, if you're not benefiting anything, you don't owe anyone anything. No one owes you anything. You don't owe anyone anything. It's okay to say, I no, you know what? Second half. I think you and I are good, but we're not getting anywhere. That's why I give permission to people that if you are busy watching my wife and you're not my wife, I mean watching my lives or a video that I've done, if it's not talking to you, click off. I'm giving you that right. Click off and go. Don't waste your time in something that is not benefiting you. I'm giving you that go ahead. Do not waste time in anything that is not benefiting you. If it's not somehow helping you, then move. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Give Guest Fitness. Thank you, sis. I will check from 10 a.m. whenever I have time. Much appreciated, my brother. Thank you so much. But I know that your notification bell is on, so I'm sure that it will somehow indicate to you. But you know what? You know how YouTube is. We all trying to somehow reach as much audience as possible. And like I said, guys, on TikTok, I am on YouTube as Real Talk with Ntabi. So check me out if you can. Subscribe to my channel. If you watch from here as well, it will be so much better for me, and it will be great because it will help me build more watch time, and this video can be recommended to more and more people. All right, so I just want your guys as my audience to just bear with me in terms of the time, because I really want to get the best time. So that's why sometimes you would see it's 10 o'clock and the other time is 11 and all of that. But I'm going to be trying 11 a little bit more and for a couple of days just to see again, and then I'll just communicate. I think the best thing that I do, I communicate with my audience. So you all know when I decide to do things differently, I do speak. So yeah. Gift guest, you are doing a great job. Awesome. Awesome. The coaches are talking. The coaches are talking. All right. All right. Okay, coaches. Okay. All right. I love that. I love that. It's always a pleasure to see people devote to inspire and motivate others. That's the way to go. Cheers to that. I'll drink to that. Okay. Yeah. Real Talk with Ntabi. You are bringing interesting topics. Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach. I'm glad. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so much. So guys, let me really end this video. Should I end it here or should we continue? Should we continue? I want friends that add value in my life. Definitely. I also want friends that will add value in my life. I wouldn't want to just have friends that are not going to add value in my life. So let's all look for such. Let's all associate with greatness, okay? Let's associate with greatness. If there's greatness amongst the people that you hang out with, then that's the way to go. If you hang out with people that are sharp, that will empower you, that will drive you, that are on the higher level than you. If I hang out with the rich people, it means that whatever that they speak, it's anything to do with how can you best improve, how can you best have a good mind, how can you best make money, how can you best grow your money, how can you best succeed in life. Those are the conversations that you're gonna find. Those are the conversations you're gonna find. So now if I'm gonna sit with someone who always feels sorry for themselves, who's always like, yeah, you know what? I will not ever achieve anything. I will not go anywhere in life. I will not achieve 1, 2, 3. They keep saying that I won't achieve this. Oh, now I'm a failure. Hey, how do you speak like that? Yo, now I'm a failure. Hey, guys. How dare you? How do you have the audacity to say to yourself that I am a failure? Hey, how dare you? How dare you call yourself a failure? I refuse for you to keep speaking like that. Remove whatever that is in your tongue right now. Hey, now it's thinking get sono can it's thinking you now wanna achieve anything. Hey, no. If you are part of Real Talk with Ntabi platforms, whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, if you are part of the Real Fam, you're not gonna think like that. You are not gonna have that mindset. You are not. Hey, no, things are not going well for me. Ish, what can I do? Ooh, I'll never succeed. Hey, words are powerful, guys. Words are powerful. Words are powerful. If you keep putting yourself down, if you keep speaking bad about yourself, I'm telling you, all that you're gonna get is you're gonna like always have like what's the word? You keep going backwards. That's the word. You'll keep going backwards because all you do is to complain. All you do is to feel sorry for yourself. All you do is to wish for great things to happen, but still you keep speaking negative things about you. This morning, I was listening to Oprah Winfrey's podcast, and on her podcast, she mentioned something about one of, I think, the ladies that she interviewed. And apparently, one of the rules that this lady implemented in her home was that in my home, no one will be allowed to say words that are negative, words that are harmful, words that will make one feel less of themselves, words that are bad, vulgar words, words that are hurtful and harmful, and all of that. No, they had to, the entire family had to sign a contract to say, we are not going to have this. So I want you now to sign that contract for yourself that you will not speak bad about yourself. You will not speak less of yourself. You will not make yourself feel like you are not important. You will not speak negatively about yourself. You will not doubt your ability to be from zero to the next level, from zero to hero, if I may call it that. You will not speak to yourself like that. I refuse. Now I'm shouting. Now I'm shouting. Call me that mother that you never had on social media. Call me that sister that you never had on social media. Who will call you out? Who will tell you when you are not doing things right? You cannot speak down on yourself. You might have been in a level of life where things did not come to you the way you wished for. Things did not come to you the same way as they have for other people, your friends, your relatives, or whatever. But don't make a mistake of comparing yourself or your greatness to other people's greatness. Maybe it's just a sign that this is not your time. Your time is coming. This is not your time. Your time is coming. You can have it all, but not all at once. You can have it all, but not all at once. So while you are working on achieving greatness, while you're working on developing yourself to be at the level that you wish to be, understand that you will have obstacles along the way. You will have obstacles. You can fail at some point, and failing does not mean you are dumb, you are stupid. Failing does not mean that you are the worst person ever. Failing does not mean that the world is going to end. It's not going to end. The world is not going to end. The world is not going to end just because you failed. Failure is an opportunity for you to try again and to even do better. Just because you failed at some point does not mean tomorrow it will be the same. As a matter of fact, it will not be the same, because if you were able to see the mistakes that you did, or you were able to pick up the things that made you fail whatever that you were busy with, or not achieve whatever that you were busy with, you will have an idea of how to best do it. I don't know if you're hearing me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense. Comment and tell me that I'm making sense, because oh my word, I refuse to call myself stupid. I refuse to say that I am not capable of having everything that I wish for in life. And now, when you think about achieving things in life, when you think about the things that you want for yourself, I don't want you to think of just looking at materially achieving something. You are bigger than that. There's so much purpose in your life. There's so much greatness in your life. There's so much greatness. We can all buy cars. We can all buy cars. Just need to have that money and get that car, right? Now, I don't want to put materials in anything, but I just want you to put yourself and to put your success and your God-given purpose right on the table, and then take that. Don't tell me about who has a car, who bought a car before you, or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Are you living your purpose? Are you living your God-given purpose? Are you doing your best? Let's see the comments. I talk too much. I talk too much. I talk too much. Motlowan talked. What JT says. I'm just gonna say JT. He's saying well said. Thank you, JT. Desire said too much sense. I'm glad. I'm happy. Now for sure says agreed. How do you deal with those emotions of failure at that moment? I'm coming to that question. Beautiful question. Beautiful question. Let's read the comments first. I'll come back to this question. There's a beautiful question coming from TikTok, guys. So let me read your comments first. Yo, Sissy, you're really impacting us. Thank you. Thank you, Sissy Nyabonga. That's all I wish for. All that I wish for you is to be empowered, to be transformed. And I do it one video at a time. That's all I'm saying. I want to hang. You mean you want to hang out with people like me? Exactly. And you know what? Now that you're saying that, I also want to hang out with people like me. You know, you need to be the person that you wish to see. You need to be that friend that you wish to hang out with. So it's so important. So definitely, I want to hang out with people that are driven. So definitely, Zandi, I'm with you there. Give guess the songs you use. I know. No, you guys are talking about your channels. Let me leave you to communicate with that. Let me answer this question. So now for sure is asking, how do you deal with those emotions of failure at the moment? Guys, I did mention I did mention that I once failed in my life, not once, not twice, but more than that. I failed grade 10. Now don't get this confused and feeling like no, I want higher level, or I'm coming. I failed grade 10 at some point. It was the worst thing ever. It was the first time I failed. I was like, no ways, not failing. And then I went to, okay, after that, I never failed again until I got to matric. I passed my matric, went to university. I got to university. Things were great. The first university, by the way. I got to the first university. I was passing other subjects, and in others, I was failing. So right there and there, failure was coming in. And then I kept speaking down on myself, saying, yo, clearly I'm a failure here. Until I had to have a conversation with myself and ask myself, okay, but you are not a failure. It's what you're doing, what you need to be doing. Are you supposed to be doing what you're doing right now, or there's something different that you should be doing? I had to have do that self introspection to a point where I needed to take a decision, and I decided to drop out. So now dropping out already, that is failure on its own. I have to deal with emotions of dropping out at school. I have to deal with emotions of going to a different university, going to start from zero again, from one. When I was at a different university, the friends that I've had, they're graduating and all of that. So how did I deal with those emotions and all of that? The fact that I failed. So I had to be honest with myself. Now, for you to bestly deal with emotions of failing and everything, you need to be honest with yourself, number one. So how do you become honest? Guys, there's a reason why failure happens. And some of those reasons, okay, let me mention some of the examples. Number one, you fail because there are chances that you did not put an effort in whatever that you needed to do. That's why you failed. Another point would be you failed because what you thought you knew was actually not that, or the information that you thought was correct or was what was required for you to succeed on whatever that you were doing, you might find that it was not correct. And the other reason would be what you are attempting is something that is not for you. It's not something that you don't actually gel with. You don't like. You are not giving effort. You are not doing anything. And then the next point could be that you were just not in it at all. You were not you were not acting up. You were not playing your role, playing your part. So now accepting that there's one part amongst the things that I've mentioned that you did not do will somehow help you to deal with those emotions. Because if you failed and then there's the emotions that you have, it's either the emotions of sadness, the sadness that you have lost money that you invested in something that you're doing, or the sadness that you've wasted time doing this, or the sadness of you've been wanting this thing so bad, but you were not able to achieve it. Now, the other emotion that you deal with is also that denial. Being in denial, there's an emotion, there's that gut feeling. Guys, I always say that you yourself, only you and God knows the truth about what's happening, what you did, and everything. If you did not study for something, if you did not put an effort in something, and you expect to get great results, manna from heaven bringing in results, when you prayed at night, you said, this is what you did. You said, God, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, Lord, I'm about to write the exam. Please, God, may every information in this book get into my head, God, in Jesus' name, Lord, I pray. Yes, God, may everything in this book get into my head. Thank you, God. I know you will make a way. You are busy doing this. Do you think that the results will come? Do you think that you will get the results? Huh? Sometimes we really take God for granted. We really take God for granted because the way we pray to God, and then tomorrow we'll be like, God doesn't answer our prayers. How you pray, you like, God, please, may everything that is in this book enter my head. How is it going to enter your head like this? Does your head have eyes to see? Does your head have eyes to see? Aye, man, guys, let's be serious about life. Aye, man. Aye, man. Aye, man. We've got a couple of comments. JT says, accept situations, heal and move on. Exactly. Heal and move on. So, as I was saying, you need to also deal with that emotion of being in denial of the fact that you didn't do your part. So that's why I'm saying be honest with yourself. That's how you deal with a failure. And also, do not put pressure on yourself, guys. I think another thing, which is the last part that I'm going to say on this point, I think we are so hard on ourselves and we are not willing to forgive ourselves for the fact that we are humans. We make mistakes. We are capable of not achieving something, or we are capable of not being able to get things figured out immediately. So we are so hard on ourselves that we avoid dealing with the emotions of failure because it's not of failing that is affecting us, but it's the issue of us. It's not the issue of you failing, but the issue is that you are. Sorry, guys, I need to quickly block a number. Block a number that is disturbing me. It's insurances, I know. Just spammers. Spammers. So what I want to say, sorry for that, guys. What I want to say, guys, is that you need to really forgive yourself and not be hard on yourself and understand that you can fail in life. You can experience failure. And that does not mean you need to carry that load. Accepting somehow helps you to release that frustration, release that whatever load that you're carrying of the fact that you didn't accomplish this and everything. And when you release that part, you're also able to now deal with some of the failures that you have experienced or deal with how the emotions around not achieving something. And you will somehow get a better perspective as to how do I move from this point of failing to the next point. Because do you guys know that it's possible for you to fail once and fail again? Do you guys know that you can fail today and then fail the next time you try again? And it's mainly because instead of you focusing on the things that hindered you from passing or achieving whatever that you were busy with, instead, you are dealing with the wrong things. You are dealing with the wrong things. And some of those wrong things is that you are now feeling bad, or you are now putting yourself accountable or putting yourself responsible for not achieving something. You are busy blaming yourself for something that was not done right and everything. And blaming yourself will stop you from focusing on the main problem. That's why you can fail once and fail twice, and then tomorrow you're like, hey, I'm being bewitched. Guys, it's not that. It's a mindset thing. Psychologically weighs your mind. So you see why I also wanted to actually do psychology is because I understand the importance of your psychological mind. It's so important that you deal with how you think and what you think about, how you deal with that. So also, having said that, you are dealing with the wrong things. It's also important for you to know that you will need to deal with the part that you are angry at yourself, or you feel sorry for yourself, and all of that. You will need to heal from that. Now, healing is needed. Heal from the fact that you have really looked down on yourself. Heal from the fact that you somehow blamed yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgiveness is also another thing. Forgive yourself. Forgiving is not all about forgiving Sgoosh, or forgiving Dawn, or forgiving Tandega. It's all about you understanding that you also need to forgive yourself. You also need to forgive yourself. Now, let's see what I hope that I was able to answer you. Now, for sure, I hope that I was able to answer you. Tell me if I did. Gooch says you have to let your failures teach you. We must not be afraid to fail. Exactly. Exactly. And the truth about it is that I love what Gooch is saying. The truth about this is that if you don't do something, you will never know if you will fail or do good. You will never know your strengths. You will never know if you don't try something just because you fear failing. You will never know how far you could go. You will never know your capability or your strongest points in everything in life. So try by all means, guys, to really work on figuring out what's best for you, what's best for what your progress and all of that. But don't be afraid of failing. I think I like that. Don't be afraid of failing. I'm not saying I'm condoning failing, but don't be afraid of failing. But be cautious, or be alert, or somehow know what you need to deal with so that you overcome failure. Because obviously, our main the main goal that we want to achieve is to see ourselves overcoming failure. So that's what I think you would want in your life. So until then, deal with the things that hinders you from experiencing things. First of all, don't be afraid of failing. Second of all, forgive yourself. Third of all, stop blaming yourself. The fourth thing is that do not allow yourself to stop trying just because it didn't happen at one time. So definitely. Thank you, Scoosh. Even Paul in the Bible told Timothy to study to show himself, or to study to show himself approved. Okay, I'll read it. 2 Timothy 2 verse 15, guys. Take note. 2 Timothy verse 2 Timothy 2 verse 50. Yes. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. I'm gonna read it. Actually, let me search for it. I want to read it. 2 Timothy verses 12, right? Oh, verses 15. Verse 15. Okay, I'm gonna read it now. It says that do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly handles the word of truth. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Let me copy it and share it with my audience on YouTube here. That's super awesome. Thank you so much. It's a great point. It's a great verse, not a point. It's a great verse indeed. So guys, that's the verse right there. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly handles the word of truth. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Handle the truth. Put your big panties on and just handle the truth. Don't let failure define you. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love the verse. I love it. I love it. All right. So let me read your comments and see what you all are saying. Zandi says, you make sense. I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm making sense. Thank you so much. All right, so where are we? Hi, Dawn. Good to see you. Welcome, Dawn. Dawn says, good morning. Morning, Glory Girl. Good morning to you. Real Talk with Ntabi. Heavy subject. Learn from what you messed up on for sure. Get some input from trusted friends and mentors. Pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. I appreciate you guys. So this is Dawn. Dawn is experienced. I believe that the wisdom that we get from others, it should be also be treasured more because it also goes with the experience. And I believe that the more a person knows, the more you need to listen. So definitely Dawn is saying that we must learn from all the mess that we go through, that we get to do. Let's learn from it. Sarah Jakes usually says this: start messy. Start messy. It's okay to start messy because when you start and it's all messy, eventually you will see the light. Eventually you will see the light. So also getting opinions from others, it's really good because you can't have it all figured out. If you need help, ask for help. If you need assistance, always look for help, guys. We cannot do everything on our own. We deserve to get help one way or the other. So let's really look into that as well. Think of Thomas Edison, the light bulb inventor. Exactly. Exactly. What a beautiful story. What a beautiful story by Thomas Edison. Guys, if you don't know Thomas Edison, he is the inventor of a light bulb. So you can just Google Thomas Edison just to find out more about that story, okay? Because we are out of time and we are leaving in the next 2 minutes. So let's see, we've got M. Jizzy. Hello, whoever you are. Hi, no. Okay. Hi, thank you for joining. Welcome. All right, so that's basically that. Now, Sgoosh says, guys, it's all right if you don't know all the answers. Exactly. Exactly. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to know all the answers. That's so true. That's so true. You don't have to know all the answers. It's okay not to know everything. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to try something and it doesn't work out. And it's okay even if you didn't do proper research. At least you will know that the next time around you will need to do more research or better research. Okay. So with that said, I just want to say, let us, start speaking and acting. Let's not just speak and not act. Let's not focus on what we have in mind and spend too much time talking and not acting, because time wasted never gains. Time is a commodity. You can never get the time that you have back. You can never get it back. So try by all means to make sure that you put in the work. You do whatever that it takes to see something happen. There has to be some kind of action that you're taking. You can't just continue speaking and then the next thing like you cannot keep talking and nothing is happening. So with that said, I just want to say thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your time here. And thank you for all the engagements. You guys were amazing. Thank you so much. May we meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, right? Maybe I might not do a live. So yeah, until the next video or live, cheers for now. I might hit you with a vlog. So yeah, cheers for now. Love you guys.